What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the 2025 Honda Accord. This one is a hybrid EXL, finished off in radiant red with an MSRP at $36,500. Big shout out to Flo Honda of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, links down below. Underneath the hood of the 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, you're gonna find a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid motor. This has net horsepower at 204 with net torque at 247. We even have a CVT transmission. This one is front wheel drive and with a curb weight under 3,500 pounds, running on a 12.8 gallon fuel tank, you can expect 51 miles per gallon in the city with 44 out on the highway. The overall length is 195.7 inches with a wheelbase at 111.4. Width is 73.3 and height is 57.1 inches. Moving on to the styling with the 2025 Honda Accord, I will say this is a pretty understated car with not all too much style. However, in this gorgeous color, I feel like that really does make this look a lot nicer than a grayscale. Now you got a cool set of LED headlights with daytime running lights. There are forward-facing parking sensors. You're gonna get active grille shutters behind this gloss black mesh grille. Honda logo right in the center. And then down below, we have a little bit of plastic black. You can see openings for more cooling and a gloss black chin spoiler. There's also ducts on the far side, so it's nice and sleek looking overall. I think the color definitely makes it look a lot nicer than a basic color. You have some smooth lines throughout the hood, fading to the windshield, and then at the side profile, this has a set of 17-inch wheels. You got a gunmetal gray split 5-spoke, and then some sharp body line throughout the front fender. You have just some smooth body lines for the whole side profile, one cutting above the door handles and then one down below with some gloss black trim for the side skirt. There's also body colored on the mirror caps with an integrated LED turn signal. We have body colored door handles and then black trim throughout the side windows. There's a little bit of chrome trim throughout the upper portion, sunroof up above with a smooth roof and a shark fin antenna. And then for the side profile, the proportions are pretty good. It's a nice mid-sized sedan. You have some clean lines fading into the back and the whole roof line kind of dips down into the trunk as well. You have a nice design on the LED taillights. They have a cool connecting bar with the Honda badge right in the center. Got your Accord logo, hybrid badge, parking sensors throughout it, and more of the gloss black trim. So overall, the exterior is nicely appointed. Definitely a good color combination for this with a clean style overall. Taking a look at the key fobs, you're gonna get lock, unlock, remote start, trunk release in panic, Honda badge on the back. You can go ahead and lock the car and just grab the door handle. It'll automatically unlock and we can take a look at the interior. This one's gonna have a nice tan leather pointed interior with some black accents. For the door panel, finished off in the two-tone. You have the black up above with some soft touch material, and then your release handle with memory seating. All of your controls down below with the nice tan color for the padded armrest. Got a grab handle, storage, power controls on the seats, and then the nice smooth leather material with perforations throughout the center. Has a nice combo to it. Looks nice and premium, and we have a black leather wrapped steering wheel with more black trim. And then now inside the 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Being a hybrid, the engine isn't necessarily going to turn on, but all the electronics will. Got the Honda badge right in the center, controls on the left side for the screen, as well as some volume controls. We have cruise control over on the right with your lane keeping, steering intervention, and distance pacing. There are paddle shifters as well to adjust the regenerative braking. And then we have the stalk on the right for windshield wipers, stalk on the left for headlights. Now for the gauge cluster itself, finished in a digital layout, I can hit the roller icon and scroll through a few different things. You have phone integration, all your audio that will pop up as well, CarPlay settings, things like that. So pretty simple overall. Hitting the back icon, you can go back to where you can see your power percentage, speed, and a few of your basics. On the left side, we're gonna get your air vent control, just some soft touch material all across the dashboard. And then for the air vents, you're gonna get this really cool mesh design all throughout it, which has a really cool look, kind of tying the right side to the center. For the center here, the multimedia screen, if you take a look at all of this, we have our home icon over here where you can see all your different tiles. You can monitor the power flow, huge amount of range, nearly 600 miles on a tank, which is insane. You have more information, some connectivity, more things like that. We have the touchscreen back button, some shortcuts all down below, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, volume icon is right here. And on the right side, you're also gonna get a few things that are gonna pop up. If I go ahead and put it into reverse, you got a pretty good HD backup camera with your parking sensors that pop up on the right side. and you can configure this just a little bit. Down below all that, we have our climate controls. We have our fan speed right in the center, dual zone temperature, AC, defrost. You can see your modes, and then there are heated seats. We have plugs down here with wireless phone charging. Good amount of storage throughout the center with deep cup holders, nice shifter design, and then there are drive modes, an e-drive mode, and then the brake hold. So you are able to drive this in full electric. You can see the EV icon right now, and then you can scroll up and down and go into different drive modes. So nice design for everything. You got a depiction up here as well. Underneath that, you have more of this color contrast. You have more of these padding for the center, and then a decent amount of space all throughout the center. For the glove box, opening that up, you have a really good amount of space here with a little bit more of the contrast. One last look at the interior. It's very appointed nicely. This is honestly a pretty premium feeling car to be in. Really can't complain at all with the materials and the space and comfort for its price. Got a light color headliner with a nice sunroof shade. There's also going to be a sunglass holder. And then we have our dome lights and a basic mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle and open it up. Door panel is finished off just like the front. However, you're going to get a little bit harder plastics. You do get the nice padded armrest though. You're going to get the smooth leather along with the perforations throughout it. This can seat 3 people. And then the center seat, you're able to fold this down. And with it down, you're going to get a nice armrest with cup holders. There are air vents back here, different plugs, a little bit of storage behind the passenger seat. And then hopping into the back seat, sitting here at 5'11", I have a pretty good amount of headroom, a couple inches. And then with the driver's seat at my height, I have pretty good legroom and knee room. These seats are really padded, really comfortable. There's no extra recline or anything. However, they're at a pretty good slope to where you can fit pretty comfortable. Now, if I lean all the way back, that's when my head kind of barely touches the ceiling. But overall, for a family style sedan, this is pretty roomy and you have nice amenities. Taking a look at the trunk, you're gonna go ahead and press the button. Right underneath the Honda badge, it's gonna pop open. You have about 17 cubic feet of volume sitting back here. So you have a nice flat load floor. You are able to grab it and you're gonna get extra storage with a tire inflator kit. So pretty roomy overall, as you can tell. And then you have these push pins we can just automatically pull. And then after manually pushing down the seats, it's gonna open up. There is a little bit of a bump into the passenger compartment. And then the seats fold nearly flat. You are gonna have these metal hooks that are gonna be in the way a little bit, but overall this is pretty practical for people as well as cargo. All right, so setting off now in the hybrid Accord. If I hit the E button right now, we're in full electric mode, and the display here will show you that it's the battery driving the motors. You can also get that same display in the gauge cluster. You can configure the right side and see all sorts of different things popping up. But from here, as long as you don't really floor it, you can drive in pure electric mode. I think that is a really cool touch. This is a general hybrid. This isn't a plug-in hybrid to where you can really do like a 30-mile drive on EV power. Normal hybrids basically kind of constantly charge themselves and allow you to drive it in an electric mode for slower speeds and things like that. And I like how this actually lets you drive at normal speeds. There's a lot of normal hybrids that just don't let you have this type of basically battery optimization and hybrid optimization. So I think that is a really cool touch to where you can almost drive this like an EV. Now, the low charge, it got down to maybe 25% or so. Engine kicked on, and I won't be able to do EV mode for a little bit. But I like how you do have that. The range is insane on this car. I would love to try to hyper mileage this, visiting some family 10 hours away and see if I can go on one tank. That would be so exciting, honestly, to see how good the range really is. But this is a pretty nice car to drive, honestly. The interior, it feels like a premium vehicle. And the fact that this is sub 40 grand, honestly, there are $40,000 cars that don't feel even remotely this nice. You got a good tight turning radius, really good view around. It's just an effortless, really normal, nice place to be. While the outside is a little on the boring side with the styling, I think the interior makes up for that, to where it feels like kind of a mini premium car, and yet it has size that is bigger than your typical midsize. So it's just a really good blend of a car. The hybrid integration is pretty good as well. We're just in normal mode. I don't really feel the engine and electronics kicking in. It just kind of drives effortlessly. I can view it and know that we're just on EV. If I give it a little bit extra throttle, of course, the engine kicks in. You don't really feel it or hear it at all. Aside from if you're really flooring it, you don't really notice anything. It just is a very integrated hybrid system. It's quiet, it's smooth. Road noise and things like that, I mean, we're on a little bit of a bad road. I can hear it a little bit. I don't hear any wind noise going around 40. So overall, this is a pretty comfortable car. The seating position, I can get in a really good position to just fit nice and comfortable in this car, and I have no complaints with the overall comfort. Armrests are in a great place. I have great leg room, arm room, everything just feels really roomy in here, especially even the back seats. I mean, just a nice overall place to be, really good sized car. It's just an easy, effortless vehicle to drive. The turning circle's nice and tight. While this is front wheel drive, you know, you don't really get like torque steer or anything weird like that, given it's not that powerful. However, it actually does have enough power to where it can get out of its own way. Even just going a little over 50% throttle, I mean, up to speed without really thinking. All right, so my honest thoughts now with the 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid. Honestly, for a car, it's just a good all-around vehicle. I don't think there's really driving complaints or anything like that. If you're looking for a nice sized, mid-sized sedan with the space for a family, the space for cargo and utility, I mean, this really just has it all. The way it drives is also a really big plus. It feels more on the refined side than your typical brands like this. So I feel like when you're driving it, it feels kind of luxurious. The seats are plush, the hybrid integration could barely, I didn't feel it honestly at all, the hybrid. I could hear it, but you don't really feel it. So if you're not really paying attention to it, or even just have some quiet music on in the background, you don't even notice the hybrid integration. It's just seamless and quiet. And to me, that is a lot. Last thing I want in a hybrid is to hear the engine kick on and it to be noisy and annoying. This doesn't have that at all. So it adds a refined aspect to it. That is a really good plus. And it just has the space to feel good. My legs have plenty of room. I could recline the seat even more. So I think all sorts of different people are gonna fit here really well with no complaints. Now, if we go into sport mode, you get a little bit extra throttle character. Just giving it kind of half throttle. It kind of shifts. So the CVT is interesting to where there's almost like programmed in gears, and it effortlessly gets up to speed. It kind of has a quick shift a couple times, and you don't really have to think about it. Now the paddles are going to be regenerative braking, so all the way to the right, you basically coast like a typical vehicle. You have a couple different settings on the left, so if I do that, it brakes pretty hard. I'm not even touching the brake pedal, and you can definitely feel that. Of course, it's going to charge at the same time. So I feel like the hybrid integration is nice in this. I don't see any complaints, and the fact that it's just a overall nice car to drive, I don't think there's any true drawbacks with the Honda Accord. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is the styling. It's definitely generic. If you take the badges off, you know, if you're playing like a video game and you picked generic sedan, it would look like this. So that's my only complaint. It's just very lacking character. However, with that said, it actually looks pretty nice in a cool color. This is a gorgeous red color, especially with the lighter interior. So at least you can get some nice combos with this to where it doesn't always have to be kind of boring. It can look a little bit nicer. So this spec, I'm not hating at all. I think it's a good looking car overall. I just think I wouldn't mind a little character on the styling. But other than that though, the tech works great, cruise control works great. I don't really see any normal complaints. It's just a nice overall car. But that is about it for the 2025 Honda Accord, the EXL Hybrid. Not a bad option, and honestly for the price point, under 40 grand for something that is this nice, this fuel efficient, and just well sized, I don't think there's really a complaint with it. It's a great choice. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content to come. And then a big shout out once again to Flow Honda of Statesville for providing this car for today's video. Check out their link to their website, links down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.